Okay, first a little dog tax. Now here's where I'm at, and you know how I feel about electoral politics. I'm going to try and keep it brief. Please remember that the system is the problem. There is not going to be any candidate that is going to get anywhere near the presidency who's going to actually be any good. Having said that, I feel much less conflicted. I vote in every election. I always say that. I feel much less conflicted about voting for someone who is not Joe Biden because no matter what everybody else tries to say, he is uniquely bad. He was made the vice president for Obama not because he was good, but because he was uniquely bad. He was there to reassure everybody with power that nothing was really going to change. And they were right. Seriously, in terms of actual total harm caused by a politician, Joe Biden beats probably even Trump to this point, which is not to say that I would ever fucking vote for Trump because, hello. But enough about the dog and pony show. I want to talk about what's really important, which is organizing. And that quote from George Jackson about settling our quarrels and coming together is the thing that just keeps repeating through my head all day, every day right now. The actual fight remains the same under any incoming administration. It might be more difficult, it might be a little easier, but in any case, they're not going to want us to do the things that we actually need to do to get to liberation, to get us where we actually need. So, for me, I think the best idea is to stay out of the conversations. And even if it's like you're the kind of person that doesn't vote, or you're like, I'm voting third party, fine, I don't care. Vote in November, do what you're gonna do. A little more dog tax. If you are putting all your focus on electoral politics, whether it's to denigrate it or to support it, you are wasting our time. The only thing we as the people can do is vote in November. But the organizing that we can and should be doing is an everyday task. And we're far behind where we need to be. I'm not going to say too much about it on here or any of the other social media platforms, but there is work that we are doing right now and we're going to continue to. And I have some ideas. But regardless of how you do it, the important thing is that you do it. And remember, organizing is not just getting people to go to a march. In fact, that is more just mobilizing. That's not actually organizing. All of the marches and stuff that have happened, what has come of it? Almost nothing, because those people weren't collected and made to do continuous work and made to stay in connection and build relationships and all that. It just comes and goes and it fizzles out. And that's why we're so far behind. Organizing is a lot more literal than we are made to think it is. It literally just means getting people's names and numbers and knowing who does what and connecting people so that they start to make relationships and can trust each other and will work together. You should know who's going to be at a march or at an action before you get there because you should already be connected to them. And again, that is why I say stuff like organizing online doesn't work is nonsense, because organizing is literally just, even if you just write down on a piece of paper with a pencil, like 100 people who you know you can contact the next time something is happening. That's organizing. Find your people, your real people, and people who are capital D Democrats who are super excited about Kamala or whoever is going to be on the Democratic ticket. Those aren't really your people. They care too much about the system as it is. I'm not saying don't vote. In fact, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying just do it. Just do it in November and don't talk about it otherwise, because it's not the real work. It's not what we really have to do to actually change our material conditions. And this means repairing relationships with people who are mostly with us. And a lot of relationships have been completely destroyed because of mitigations for the ongoing respiratory illness that shall not be named. As I said in a message on Instagram, you're right if you don't trust people who aren't protecting themselves and each other. You're right. However, we are where we are. I try to think about things as practically as is possible and compassionately as well. A lot of people were kind of forced, essentially, because of conditions, to unmask for their jobs. And so then they're like, okay, well, I can't mask at work. I'm not gonna then go out and have fun or see my friends. What is that? And I'm like, I don't agree with that, calculus that they've made, but I get it. And again, the problem is not individuals, it's the system. It's that people have been left with these no choice choices. Now, does this mean I'm going to let those people come to my house and hang out? Absolutely the fuck not. No. But that's just one value, right? And I think about how many times we all break our values just to live. Every time you turn on a light switch, if you're a person who believes in climate change, you are breaking your values hard because there's nowhere else to get power except from the fossil fuel companies that are causing the problem. If you are a white person and you have not divested from your family and you go and you hang out with your family, you know that there's racists and there's chuds and there's Proud Boys and there's people who are actively detrimental to me. Now, if I were to say that I can't fuck with you at all, we wouldn't be able to build anything. Do I want you to do better? Yes. Do I want people who aren't taking mitigation seriously to do better? Yes, I do. And I can only work with them in some categories. I can't do everything I used to do with them. And yes, that trust has been broken. But there are ways that we can make it work. And we need to figure those out right now.